Hello, I'm Reginald Payton, Executive Director of the HTTH Institute. In today's emerging technologies, we are faced with great challenges in the creative arts. How to stay competitive while building your creative brand with the new technologies. We have created an initiative that will help our youth deal with continued and growing presence of new ideas in business and technology. Within our community, we have gifted youth that would love to have a career in the creative arts. The problem is they have no focus, mentoring, or guidance in terms of a business module in their desired disciplines. And that has held true, at least until now.
HTTH Institute is a not-for-profit creative arts organization that works with urban youth interested in careers within the creative industry. Rather than just knowing how to take pictures, how to do video, how to do graphics, etc., HTTH Institute provides training in the business side of the creative arts industry. So urban youth will get a full sense of the creative arts from all sides and will be prepared as young business people. When people go to school to learn photography, video, graphic arts, etc., they learn the applications, but they're not necessarily being trained in creative arts from a business perspective. We used to hear things like, get a real job, you can't make a real living as an artist, and fine artists please themselves, commercial artists please others. We have all at one time or another been classified as starving artists, but that was before the emergence of the digital studio, the internet, and the World Wide Web. And digital artists like Spike Lee, John Singleton, Missy Elliott, and Jay-Z.
HTTH Productions is a not-for-profit organization that deals with the urban youth. The organization is really based on a business application of the creative arts. Rather than just knowing how to take pictures, how to do video, how to do your graphics and things like that. The main focus is really making sure that the youth understands the business side of it and how you can actually succeed.
General business classes may help on a basic level, but they really don't teach students about the unique business needs within the creative arts. So what we're doing here with the HTTH Institute is making sure our urban youth understand the business from all sides and that they know that they can, in fact, have a viable career and know how far they can go. Being familiar with industry standards and values and allowing them to develop the necessary tools to ensure that they have the opportunity to succeed is the primary mission of the Helping Teens Think Higher Institute. Yes, the arts have come a long way since the days of traditional paste up and layout or the film camera. Many new entrepreneurs are taking part in contributing to an ever-growing multi-billion-dollar industry that is creative services. Photography, dynamic web design, static page layout, 3D animation, and motion graphics and sound production. Award-winning motion pictures are being produced with applications and equipment readily available to young artists all over the world for less than the cost of a good used automobile. But while resources are at the fingertips of many young artists, talent and skill are an entirely separate issue. So now, these disciplines are being offered as courses in schools all over, making creative a much more respected industry, in terms of career potential anyway. There's a saying, you can teach anyone to use a computer, but you can't teach creativity. Well, that's not the end of it. While courses and classes are readily available to students of the arts, there are few, if any, institutions in place to teach or instruct young artists in the way of business, financial and administrative skills.
And me growing up in the city, I realized that you don't get an opportunity to go out and see different cultures and different professionals in different areas and stuff. You're really sort of in your community, and unless you really are adventurous and go out and try to get outside of that, you really pretty much stay in that same mode. So another thing we want to do is we want to make sure that these youths have a more diverse understanding of how business works, diverse understanding how people work too as well, and so that you can go into a different environment, not just be accepted necessarily, but you are knowledgeable of folks. And that way it makes you better as an individual, makes you better as a professional, and you can go much farther in doing that. You know, there are certain things, there are certain nuances that people have in business, and what we're trying to do is bring as many people as possible into that understanding of how business works, how people works, how different ethnicities work as well.
In spite of talent and dedication, those who do make money may never learn to parlay their earnings into what other industries enjoy as a good living. And then there are the professional and social skills. There's new business development and time and people management skills, just to name a few. And all of these attributes and opportunities are but a shot in the dark for some. Those forgotten, overlooked products of the inner city, those at-risk youth who, while mastering the concrete and metal of the basketball court, or running untouched with a football from one end of the block to the next, may never experience what their middle class and suburban counterparts often lethargically take for granted. Even a trip out of the hood to a downtown movie house is a carefully negotiated undertaking, especially in today's climate of drugs, gangs, and random violence. Enter HTTH Institute, Helping Teens Think Higher, an initiative of commercial photographer Reginald T. Payton.
You need to change the quality of life of these children. So, and not saying children, but these young adults, so that they can understand how far they can go. I was speaking to Ron Boyd the other day. He's a professor over at Columbia College. Put it very, very eloquently. Once you take a child, and we want to have programs where we take a child maybe to Paris, we may take a child to Vietnam, we may take a child to London, we may take a child, you know, just somewhere outside of their community, and take them on a professional shoot. Let them understand how a professional shoot works. Once you've done that, when they come back, that's what they will want to do. They will see the bigger picture, the bigger scheme of things. They don't get the advantages of going out and seeing different areas and seeing different people and see how different people work in certain things. So what we want to do is bring that to them so they can get out there and become viable members of our creative community. HTTH Institute brings that guidance and focus to the forefront. Our focus is not local, it's global.